Hi everyone, welcome into this week's My Weekly CBS Fix. I'd like to dedicate this video to my brother-in-law Moshe Pessin and his wife Yehudit upon the birth of their daughter Sarah Rivka. Mazel tov, you should have a lot of nachas from her. I'd also like to give a shout out to Matt Lax and Ava Cohen. May Hashem bless you both with everything good. In this week's parsha Shmos, Hashem comes to Moses and he says to him, I need you to be the person that takes the Jewish people out of Egypt. Moses comes with a slew of excuses about why he shouldn't be the right person. It was hard for him to speak. He's not really worthy of being the Hashem's emissary. And one of the things he says is like, Hashem, it's very hard for me to speak. So how can I be your leader? What happened was at one point when he was a kid, he burnt his mouth. It was very hard for him to speak. And so what we have to understand over here is what was Moses doing and what was Hashem finding fault with him? Because eventually the verse says that Hashem got angry at him. Now, I don't know if I'm allowed to say this because this is Moses that we're talking about, and I certainly can't be the one to say that Moses was making a mistake, but there was a lesson that I learned from this that I was thinking about and I wanted to share with you, and that it applies to us, and that there's so many things that we want to do or that we do, and we think that they either don't have any significance to them or Hashem doesn't find any significance in it. For example, the other week I was having lunch with somebody and he didn't know how to say the blessing, and I said the blessing for him, and I was saying over the entire Birkat HaMazon, the entire blessing, the grace after meals that we say, and he's just staring at me, he's watching me. And finally he says to me after I'm finished, he said, do you say this every single time after you eat a meal? I said, yeah, every time we have bread, I say this entire blessing. So he goes, don't you think God is bored from hearing you say the same thing over and over again to him? Now, there's many answers to this question. Maybe we should discuss it a different day. But one of the answers certainly is that don't think that God thinks along the same lines that you do. To you, you would find it boring. And so therefore, you can't understand how God wouldn't find it boring. Let God be God and you be you. You do what you have to do, and Hashem has no problem hearing you call out to him and saying over the same prayers. Just because you would get bored from it doesn't mean that God would get bored from it. And Moses also over here was similarly saying, like, Hashem, I can't speak. And Hashem says to him, who gave you a mouth to begin with? I'm the one that gave you a mouth. Don't worry. I'm sure I'll make your voice nice and impressionable by Pharaoh that you should be the one to speak. And so therefore, any impediment that we may have in our life, don't view it as being trivial, or don't view it as being insignificant, or that Hashem views it as being insignificant. No, every single thing that you can do, you should do. Regardless of what other people think, or regardless of what even your own mind thinks. Hashem doesn't, this is nothing anymore. I should give a penny to charity every single day. It's just a penny. No, you do that mitzvah because you're training yourself to do the mitzvah. I should keep saying a blessing. Yes, keep saying a blessing. Whatever it is that you do, if Hashem told you to do it, it's a mitzvah that has no end, and therefore just because you might get bored of doing it, Hashem definitely never gets bored from doing it, and just quite the contrary, he can't wait to hear you say it again, and he can't wait to see you do that mitzvah again. So keep plugging ahead, keep going forward, have a wonderful Shabbos, and I hope you have a wonderful week. Thank you.